Welcome to the third session of chapter 11 Heat, and the topics are listed here: kinetic theory of gases, interpretation of pressure of a gas, interpretation of temperature. Before starting the topic, we should know about what is an ideal gas. Ideal gas is a gas that obeys all the gas laws at all temperature and pressure. Kinetic theory of gases. We have 4 points of kinetic theory of gases. Point number 1 is a gas consists of very large number of molecules and all the molecules are separated by a large distance as compared to their size. You can see that in this animation that molecules of gases are very far from each other. The molecules move continuously with various speeds in a random manner. However, a molecule moves in a straight line between two collisions. Molecules are moving in a random manner. You can see this in the same animation that molecules are moving in a random manner. But if we talk about between the two collisions, so in between two collisions, they move in a straight line. Point number 3, the molecules make elastic collisions with one another and with the walls of the container. Elastic collision means after collision with one another or with the wall of container, before and after collision, their momentum and their kinetic energy both will be conserved. There will be no change in their kinetic energy and in their momentum. Point number 4, the molecules are free to move along x, y, and z axis. You can see that they are moving in a random manner in all the axes along x, y, and z. Second topic is interpretation of pressure of a gas. Pressure of a gas can be calculated by using kinetic theory of gases. We all know that the formula of pressure is equals to force per unit area. Consider a container, just example cube, of side L. Let the container contain some gas. So volume of container V equal to L cube. How L cube? Formula of volume is length into breadth into height. So length L multiply by breadth L multiply by height L. So L into L into L, when we multiply both the three L's, it becomes L cube. So volume of the container, because it is a cube, the volume of the container is L cube, and we consider that some gas is placed in a cube. A molecule of gas is placed in a cube having all the three axes, x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis. Let total number of molecules are capital N. Let mass of a molecule equal to m. Let velocity of a molecule equal to v. Suppose Vx, Vy, and Vz are the components of velocity. Consider a single molecule. Suppose the molecules move along x-axis. We consider only one axis here for the simplicity. It will collide with the shaded face of the container. This one is the shaded area, and here we have the x-axis. It will collide with the shaded face of the container elastically. We already discussed about this term elastically, or elastic collision means after collision the kinetic energy and momentum will be conserved. It rebounds, that is Vx is reversed. After collision it bounces back. So that is why Vx is reversed and Vy and Vz remains unchanged. Initial momentum of the molecule is mvx. Formula of momentum is P is equals to mv, mass into velocity. So here we have mass is equals to small m and velocity component, because it is colliding along the x-axis. So we use the x component of velocity. So momentum becomes mvx. After collision, its final momentum becomes minus mvx, because it rebounds. Change of momentum of the molecules, whenever we find the change of anything, of any term, we simply subtract the initial value from the final value. Change means final value minus initial value. So final momentum is minus mvx minus, and final thing minus initial value is mvx, so it becomes minus mvx minus sign of the formula, and this one is the initial value mvx. Minus mvx becomes minus 2 mvx, so it becomes the equation number 2. Rate of change of momentum. Whenever we use the word of rate, it means that we are talking about the time, or we are dealing it with the or with respect to time. Whenever we use the rate of change of momentum or rate of change of flux or anything, it means that we are dealing it or we are seeing it with respect of the time. So here we have the rate of change of momentum. It means change of momentum with respect to time. We have the already have the value of change of momentum. So we simply put the t. It means that change of momentum with respect to time. It becomes our equation number 3. Time of impact t is equals to per distance travel per speed. If you notice this formula, we used many times in our first year chapter motion. S is equals to vt, the famous equation or simple equation. S is equals to vt. So if we have to deal it for the time, so it becomes t is equals to s over v. Distance is 2l because first it collides with the wall of the container, then it rebounds, so l plus l becomes 2l. So distance travel is 2l, speed is vx because we are dealing with the x-axis. So time of impact, value of t becomes 2l over vx. So we can place this value here. It means t is equals to 2l over vx. So instead of or in place of t, we can write 2l over vx. So this equation becomes 2 and 2 cancel out. It becomes minus x. This x will go on the denominator and it becomes mv minus mvx square over l. This becomes equation number 4. But rate of change of momentum is equals to force exerted. With the help of derivation, we have proved this thing in our first year chapters, that force is equals to rate of change of momentum. So the force exerted by the molecules of the wall is F is equals to rate of change of momentum. This whole thing is equals to the force. So we place F is equals to mvx square over L. This becomes your equation number 5. To calculate total force F by all the molecules along x-axis, consider n molecules. So now we consider there are the n number of molecules. So net force means sum of all the forces for particle 1, particle 2, particle 3 till particle n. So F is equals to F1 plus F2 plus F3 till Fn. So the value of F is mvx square over L. So for F1 it is m over L v1x square. For particle 2 m over L plus v2x square, and it goes on till n. M and L can be taken out as a common term. The remaining terms becomes v1x square plus v2x square plus v3x square. It goes on till the v and x square. We can use the symbol summation. Summation means I equal to 1 to n. From 1 to n, we can simply use the symbol summation. Summation means sum of all the terms. So in place of this, we can write summation I equal to 1 to n, mean particle 1 to particle n, vix square. I means 1 to n. Equation number 6. Now again we use the formula of pressure, which is force per unit area. For area we have L square. Why we didn't use it L cube because the formula of volume is L cube, because formula of volume is length into breadth into height. So we had the L cube, but the formula of area is length multiplied by breadth. So length multiplied by breadth mean L multiplied by L, and L multiplied by L becomes L square. So P is equals to, we place the value of force here, which we derived in equation number 6. We place the same value of force per unit area. Area is L square. This L will be go down in the denominator and it will become M over L cube because of the this L. This L will go to the denominator according to the rules of mathematics, and it becomes M over L cube summation M V I X square. This becomes your equation number 8. Okay. NV is equals to N over V is equals to N over L cube. L cube, if we want the value of L cube, so NV will be divided on this side. It becomes L cube is equals to N over NV. So we get pressure is equals to M over N over NV summation VIX square. So P is equals to M and X over N. This thing will go on the denominator, and summation same thing, summation VIX square. Equation number 10. Now density formula, you know that the formula of density is mass per unit volume. Value of mass is M into N, number of molecules, mass of molecules up over V, M N over V. N over V equal to NV. We already derived it. So in place of this, we can write it as M and V. In place of N over V, we used NV, and it becomes your equation number 11. Pressure is equals to rho over capital N summation VIX square, or you can write it as P is equals to rho summation VIX square over N. This becomes your equation number 12. Since mean square velocity Vx square equal to sum of all the velocities divided by N, so P is equals to rho Vx square bar. In place of this, we use mean square velocity. So instead of writing this, we place a new term V square bar, Vx square bar, which is called the mean square velocity. Hence, by averaging, V square bar is equals to, if we take its average, V square bar is equals to Vx square bar plus Vy square bar plus Vz square bar. Since all molecular speed components are equally alike, we can write as Vx square bar equal to Vy square bar equal to Vz square bar. So V square bar is equals to sum of all these, and sum of all the these equal to V square bar is equals to 3Vx square. Why 3Vx square bar? Because both the threes are equal. So Vx square equal to Vy square equal to Vz square bar. So we can write it as V square bar is equals to 3Vx square bar. So Vx square bar 3 is multiplying on this side. So on the other hand, it will be divide. So it becomes Vx square bar is equals to 1 by 3 V square bar. It becomes your equation number 14. Substituting in equation number 13, we get that P is equals to rho. This one is your equation number 13. We place the value of V square bar here. So P as it is equal to rho as it is. But in place of V square bar, we write 1 over 3 V square bar. So it becomes P is equals to 1 over 3 rho V square bar. We have proved this. This equation shows the interpretation of a pressure. Interpretation of temperature. From the kinetic theory, we know that we already derived this P is equals to 1 over 3 rho V square bar. We already derived this in our last derivation, where P is equals to pressure, rho is equals to density, and V square bar is mean square speed. We already know that in the last derivation, we also derived this term on term. P is equals to 1 over 3 mnv V square bar, where Nv refers to the number of molecules per unit volume. So P is equals to 1 over 3 N over V square bar. V is dividing here, so on the other side it will be multiplied. It becomes PV is equals to 1 over 3 M N V square bar. This becomes your equation number 1. From the ideal gas or from the general gas of equation, we know that PV is equals to nRT. We already derived the general gas equation in our session 2. So PV is equals to nRT. This is your equation number 2. By comparing both the equation, how we can compare both the equations? Because both of the equations have one side common. So by comparing, we get 1 over 3 mnv square bar equal to nRT. 1 over 3 mnv square bar as it is. In place of this small n, number of moles equals to n over Na, Avogadro's number or total number of molecules. So in place of small n, we can write n over Na RT as it is. 1 over 3 mv square bar equal to R over NAT, and n cancel out. 1 over 3 mv square bar is equals to kT. How kT? Boltzmann constant. K is equals to R over Na. So in place of R over Na, we can simply write Boltzmann constant, which is K, equals to mv square bar equal to 3 kT. And value of Boltzmann constant is 1.38 exponent 23 joule per Kelvin. So half mv square is the kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is equals to 3 by 2 kT. This equation shows the interpretation of temperature. Thank you.